Your Honor, I don't have time for this. Do you know who I am? That's what he said, right there in my courtroom, Providence Municipal Court. I'm Judge Frank Caprio, and I've been on this bench for over 30 years. I've seen everything. But what happened next? I'll never forget it. The man standing in front of me was Marcus Thornwell, 34 years old. He wore a suit that probably cost more than some people make in a month. Charcoal gray, perfectly pressed. A gold Rolex caught the light every time he moved his wrist. His hair was slicked back like he'd just stepped out of a magazine. And his face? It had that look. The look that says the rules don't apply to me. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, you'll want to see what happens next. My bailiff, Officer Ramirez, had just called the case. Case 2026 TR 88471, City of Providence versus Robert Chen. I looked up from my papers. Mr. Chen, please step forward. A man in his 50s walked to the defendant's table. He moved slowly, carefully. I noticed the prosthetic leg right away. His left pant leg hung differently. He wore a faded blue button-down shirt tucked into old jeans. Clean, but worn. His face was weathered, tired, but his eyes were respectful. "Good morning, Your Honor," he said quietly. "Good morning, Mr. Chen. Please state your full name for the record." "Robert Chen. People call me Bobby." I smiled gently. "Thank you, Bobby. I see here you received a citation for parking in a handicapped space without proper display of your placard. The fine was originally $150, but you missed your court date, so now it's grown to $450 with late fees. Is that correct?" Bobby's shoulders sagged. "Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. I had my placard. It just fell under my seat. I didn't realize until the officer was already writing the ticket, and I missed court because I was at the VA hospital. My appointment ran long, and it's okay," I said. "I understand. Do you have your disability placard with you today?" "Yes, sir." He pulled it from his jacket pocket. His hands shook slightly. I examined it. Valid, current, issued to Robert Chen for permanent disability. I looked at his leg again. My chest tightened. "Bobby, may I ask how you were injured?" "Iraq, Your Honor, 2007, IED explosion, lost my leg below the knee, but I'm grateful to be alive. A lot of my brothers didn't come home." The courtroom was silent. I could feel the weight of his words. "Thank you for your service," I said. I meant it. "Thank you, sir. I can't afford the $450 right now. My wife is sick, cancer treatments, and my daughter is in high school. I work part-time at Riverside Hardware. I do deliveries. I'm trying, but..." That's when the door burst open. Marcus Thornwell stormed in like he owned the place. He didn't even glance at Bobby. He walked straight to the prosecutor's table, dropped his designer briefcase with a loud thud, and looked at his phone. "Mr. Thornwell?" I said. He barely looked up. "Yeah, that's me." "Excuse me." He sighed, like I was bothering him. "Yes, Your Honor." Officer Ramirez stepped forward. "Your Honor, Mr. Thornwell has been summoned as a witness. There was an incident in the courthouse parking lot approximately 15 minutes ago involving Mr. Chen's vehicle." My eyebrows went up. "What kind of incident?" Bobby spoke up. "Your Honor, this man rear-ended my van. We were both trying to park. I stopped to let someone cross, and he hit me from behind. Not hard, but..." "That's not what happened," Marcus interrupted. He still wasn't looking up from his phone. He slammed on his brakes. It was his fault. "Mr. Thornwell," I said, my voice firm, "put the phone away. Now." He looked at me. Really looked at me for the first time. His eyes were cold. He made a show of slowly putting his phone in his pocket. "Happy?" "No, I'm not happy. You're in my courtroom. You will show respect." A few people in the gallery shifted. I heard someone whisper. Marcus smirked. "Respect goes both ways, doesn't it?" I took a breath. "Stay calm, Frank." "Officer Ramirez, what's the situation with the parking lot incident?" "Both vehicles sustained minor damage, Your Honor. Officer Pacheco is reviewing the parking lot security footage now. It should be ready in a few minutes. Mr. Thornwell refused to exchange insurance information. He became verbally aggressive toward Mr. Chen." I looked at Marcus. Is that true? He shrugged. I told him I'd handle it. I don't need some. He paused, looked at Bobby. Some delivery driver trying to scam me. I know how this works. People see a nice car and think payday. Bobby's face fell. He didn't say anything, just stared at the floor. My jaw tightened. Mr. Thornwell, that's inappropriate. We don't make assumptions about people in this court. I'm just being honest, Marcus said. He leaned against the table, casual, like this was all beneath him. Let's wait for the footage, I said. In the meantime, we're here for Mr. Chen's parking citation. Bobby, I want to understand your situation. You work part-time. You take care of your family. But this fine has grown because of the missed court date. Why didn't you call the court to reschedule? I tried, Your Honor. I called twice, but the line was always busy, and by the time I got through, it was past my court date. I take full responsibility. I'm asking if there's any way to reduce the fine, or maybe do community service instead. I'll do whatever you think is fair. His voice cracked a little. This man had fought for his country, lost his leg, and now he was begging for mercy over a parking ticket because his placard fell under his seat. I was about to respond when Marcus laughed, actually laughed. You've got to be kidding me, he said. We're really spending court time on this? Just pay the ticket, man. It's $400. Get a loan or something. Bobby looked at him. Hurt flashed across his face. I've tried. My credit isn't. Not my problem, Marcus said. He turned to me. Your Honor, no offense, but I've got meetings today. Can we speed this up? I have actual important things to deal with. The gallery gasped. Someone said, Oh no, he didn't. I stared at Marcus Thornwell, 34 years old, probably never struggled a day in his life. Mr. Thornwell, sit down. You're not leaving until I say so. Actually, sit down. Something in my voice made him stop. He sat, but his face was full of attitude. Officer Ramirez's radio crackled. She listened, then approached the bench. Your Honor, Officer Pacheco has the footage ready. He's bringing it up now. Good. Let's see it. A moment later, a young officer entered with a tablet. He handed it to me. I played the video. The angle was clear. Bobby's delivery van stopped. A pedestrian crossed behind him. 3 seconds later, Marcus's black BMW rolled forward and bumped the van. Not hard, but contact was clear. Bobby's brake lights were on the entire time. I played it twice. Then I looked at Marcus. Mr. Thornwell, this video shows Mr. Chen stopped completely before you made contact. Your statement was false. Marcus's face tightened. That video doesn't show everything. He must have. The timestamp shows 3 full seconds between his stop and your impact. You weren't paying attention. This is ridiculous, Marcus said. It's a tiny bump. There's barely any damage. Why are we making a federal case out of this? Because you lied, I said simply. You lied about what happened, and then you accused Mr. Chen of trying to scam you. Look, Marcus said, standing up, I don't have time for this. I'll pay whatever fine. Just write it up and I'll go. Sit down. Your Honor. I said sit down. He sat, but now his face was red, angry. Officer Pacheco stepped forward. Your Honor, there's more. When I interviewed both parties in the parking lot, Mr. Thornwell made several statements. I documented them. He pulled out his notepad. Mr. Thornwell told Mr. Chen, quote, I'll bury you in legal fees. I know the mayor. You'll regret this. He also said, you probably drive like this because you're... That's enough, I said. My voice was ice. Marcus waved his hand dismissively. I was frustrated. People say things when they're frustrated. What else? I asked Officer Pacheco. The officer flipped a page. Mr. Thornwell refused to provide insurance information. When Mr. Chen asked for it, Mr. Thornwell said, Sue me. Oh, wait, you can't afford a lawyer. Then he walked away. The courtroom was dead silent. Bobby looked like he wanted to disappear. His hands were clasped together, shaking. I turned to Bobby. Did he say those things to you? Bobby hesitated, then nodded. Yes, sir, but it's okay. I just want to resolve the parking ticket and go home. I don't want trouble. You're not the one causing trouble, I said quietly. Marcus stood up again, fast, angry. Okay, this is insane. You're taking the word of a... He stopped, caught himself. Of a what? I asked. Of someone who's clearly just trying to get money out of me. Mr. Thornwell, Mr. Chen hasn't asked you for a single dollar. He's here for a parking ticket. You're the one who came into my courtroom with attitude. You're the one who lied about the accident. You're the one who threatened him. I didn't threaten anyone. You told him you'd bury him in legal fees. You invoked the mayor's name to intimidate him. That's a threat, Mr. Thornwell. Marcus's face twisted. This is unbelievable. Do you know who I am? My family owns Thornwell Properties. We've donated to this city. My father is friends with half the city council. I came here as a courtesy, and you're treating me like a criminal. My blood went cold. Are you attempting to influence this court with your connections? I'm telling you facts. You're telling me you think you're above the rules. That's not what I said. Then what are you saying, Mr. Thornwell? He pointed at Bobby. I'm saying you're wasting my time on some guy who can't even afford a parking ticket. He's probably faking half his sob story anyway. People lie all the time to get out of tickets. 10 seconds of silence. I counted them in my head. 1, 2, 3. The gallery erupted. People shouted. Someone said, "He didn't just say that." Officer Ramirez had to call for order. Bobby's face went pale. He looked at Marcus with an expression I'll never forget. Not anger, just sadness, disappointment, like he expected better from the world. Marcus realized what he'd done. His face changed, but it was too late. I felt something shift in my chest, a heat, a fire. Mr. Thornwell, I said slowly, did you just accuse a disabled veteran, a man who lost his leg serving this country, of faking his story? Marcus opened his mouth, closed it. I didn't mean... Answer the question. Did you or did you not just suggest that Mr. Chen is lying about his injuries and his financial struggles? I was making a general point about... Yes or no? Yes, but I... Sit down and be quiet. I stood up. I don't usually stand, but I did now. Marcus Thornwell, let me tell you something about the man standing next to you. His name is Bobby Chen. He's 52 years old. In 2007, he was serving with the army in Iraq. An IED explosion destroyed his Humvee. He lost his left leg. 2 of his friends died in that blast. He spent 14 months in recovery, learning to walk again, dealing with pain every single day. Marcus stared at the table. When he came home, did he give up? No. He went to work. He got a job doing deliveries because it's what he could do with his injury. He drives a 20-year-old van. He makes $9 an hour plus tips. He does it to support his wife, who's fighting cancer. Stage 3, chemotherapy every week. And he does it for his daughter, who's 17 and dreaming of college. My voice rose. Bobby came to this court today not to make excuses, not to play games. He came to take responsibility for a parking ticket that happened because his disability placard fell under his seat while he was helping an elderly neighbor carry groceries to her door. He missed his court date because he was at the VA hospital getting his prosthetic adjusted, and when he tried to call to reschedule, the lines were busy. I pointed at Bobby. This man has more honor in one finger than you've shown in your entire time here. Marcus's face was bright red. Your Honor, I apologize. I didn't know. You didn't know because you didn't care to know. You saw a man in old clothes and made assumptions. You saw someone struggling and decided they were beneath you. You lied about the accident. You tried to intimidate him with your money and your connections. And then, you stood in my courtroom and suggested he was faking his injuries. I'm sorry, Marcus's voice cracked. I made a mistake. You made many mistakes, Mr. Thornwell. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you couldn't afford something you needed? He didn't answer. When was the last time you had to choose between paying a bill and buying medicine? Silence. When was the last time you sacrificed anything for someone other than yourself? Marcus looked at the floor. I don't know. I'll tell you what Bobby sacrificed. He sacrificed his leg, his health, his comfort, years of his life in pain. And he did it so people like you could stand in courtrooms and disrespect people like him. The courtroom was silent except for someone crying softly in the back. Marcus Thornwell, you are in contempt of this court for making threats in the courthouse parking lot, lying to an officer, and showing egregious disrespect to a veteran and to this court's proceedings. Marcus's head snapped up. Wait! I'm not finished. For the accident in the parking lot, you are at fault. You will provide your insurance information to Mr. Chen immediately. If you fail to do so, I will issue a bench warrant for your arrest. Your Honor, please, for your conduct today, here is your sentence. First, you will pay a fine of $5,000. That money will go to the Veterans Legal Assistance Fund. Marcus's jaw dropped. 5,000. Second, your driver's license is suspended for 90 days. During that time, you will not operate any vehicle. I need my car for work. You should have thought of that before you lied and threatened people. Third, you will complete 200 hours of community service, not at some charity gala where you shake hands and take photos. Real service. You will report to the Providence VA Medical Center every Saturday and Sunday for the next 6 months, 8 hours each day. You will assist veterans with transportation, appointments, and whatever else they need. Marcus looked sick. Your Honor, I have a business to run. You'll make time. Fourth, you will write a handwritten apology letter to Bobby Chen, minimum 500 words. You will explain what you did wrong and what you learned. You will deliver it to this court within 7 days for approval. If I don't believe you mean it, you'll write it again. This is insane. Fifth, you will create a public service announcement about respecting veterans and people with disabilities. It will be approved by this court and shared with every high school in Providence. You will participate in at least 3 school presentations about respect and privilege. Marcus was shaking. With anger or fear, I couldn't tell. Finally, for your contempt of court, you will spend the next 72 hours in custody. Bailiff, take him. Marcus jumped up. You can't do this. I have rights. Officer Ramirez moved toward him. Mr. Thornwell, put your hands behind your back. This is outrageous. I'll appeal. My lawyers will... Your lawyers can file whatever they want. Right now, you're going to learn what consequences feel like. Bailiff. Officer Ramirez pulled out handcuffs. The metal clicked as she secured them around Marcus's wrists. He looked at me with pure hatred. You'll regret this, he hissed. No, Mr. Thornwell, you'll regret what you did. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but someday I hope you'll understand. They let him out. He was still yelling, something about his lawyers and his rights. The door closed behind him. The courtroom was silent. I turned to Bobby. He was crying, quiet tears running down his face. Bobby, I said gently, regarding your parking ticket, I'm dismissing all charges and all fines. You owe nothing. He looked up, shocked. Your Honor, I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. You've already given enough, more than enough. I'm also ordering the city to ensure your disability placard is registered in our system so this never happens again. And I'm going to make a personal call to the Disabled Veterans Support Network. I happen to know they have an emergency assistance fund. I think you and your wife might qualify for some help with those medical bills. Bobby broke down completely. His shoulders shook. Thank you, he whispered. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bobby, for your service, for your strength, for being a good man in a world that doesn't always appreciate good men. He nodded, wiping his eyes. You're free to go. And Bobby, please take care of yourself and give your wife and daughter my best. I will, Your Honor. God bless you. He turned to leave, limping slightly. At the door he stopped, turned back, saluted me. I stood and saluted back. The gallery burst into applause. 3 weeks later I got an update. Marcus Thornwell had completed his first weekend at the VA Medical Center. According to the supervisor, he showed up angry and resentful. But by the end of the second day, something changed. He met a veteran named Carlos who'd lost both legs. They talked, really talked. Marcus broke down crying, asked Carlos how he stayed so positive. Carlos told him, "You find your purpose, you help people, that's how you heal." Marcus still had a long way to go, but it was a start. As for Bobby Chen, the Disabled Veterans Support Network helped his family with $5,000 in medical assistance. His wife's treatment was progressing well. His daughter got a scholarship to community college. Sometimes justice isn't about punishment, it's about balance. It's about reminding people that we're all human, that dignity isn't something you earn with money or status. It's something you're born with, and it's something we all deserve. I sat alone in my chambers that evening. The sun was setting through the window. I thought about Marcus Thornwell's face when the handcuffs went on. I thought about Bobby Chen's tears when I dismissed his ticket. Two men, same courtroom, different worlds. But in my court, everyone stands on the same ground. That's what justice means to me. Not treating everyone the same, but giving everyone the same respect, the same dignity, the same chance. Marcus thought his money and his name made him special, but the real hero was the man in the old jeans who apologized for something that wasn't his fault. I've been a judge for over 30 years. I've seen thousands of cases, but I'll never forget the day a disabled veteran reminded me why I do this job, because every single person who walks through that door deserves to be heard, to be seen, to be treated like they matter, even when they can't pay the fine.